Alright, you lovely people, welcome to another video. This is a Mercedes S500 AMG, and this has the W221 chassis. I came and diagnosed this car 2 days ago, and the problem is sometimes the car starts, sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes the instrument cluster comes on, sometimes it doesn't, and so forth. So we diagnosed it that the problem is the ignition switch, and the customer found a second-hand one, a used one, and what we're going to do today, we are going to replace this one with a used one that the customer has got. Now, if you remember, I did a few videos regarding EISs, which I used in the past, the VVDI Proc adapters. I will try and put a link in the description for you to see if you haven't seen it. Now this time we're going to do it differently, so I will show you how it's done in a different way, without using the adapters and VVDI Proc. This time we're going to use the CGDI Mercedes-Benz. That's the tool I use to do keys and clone EISs, and that'll be fun. That will be fun. So let me remove this, and let's go into the van and do the cloning. Okay, this is the original EIS, and that is the used one that the customer just gave me. And what we're going to do, we're going to read all the files from here, the password, and save the file. Then we're going to do the same with that one. Read the information, the password, save the file. I always save the file just in case. Then we're going to erase this one, and then we're going to take the files from this one and write them onto that one. Then we're going to put it back on the car, and we'll see if the problem is solved. Okay, there are two ways we can do this. One way is we can use this adapter to read the EIS. I will show you how we're going to do this. In fact, we're going to do it this way so you know how it's done. Another way it is, I have this cable here where it goes into the EIS, and then it connects to my OBD cable, and I can read it this way. Okay, so this goes into the EIS. I connect this to my OBD cable, that it goes into my CGDI Mercedes-Benz. I have here the emulator key, or the digital, analog key, and I've got my CGDI connected to my laptop. There's the software, and what I am going to do, I'm going to remove my OBD, because we're going to use this connection here to attach the adapter. Okay, now I'm going to show you how it can be done of connecting these cables to it. There's a diagram within the software that shows me how it's done, even though I know you get the can high, can low, and power and grounds on this side. But I will show you the diagram. I will connect it to the EIS, and then we're going to start the procedure. As I have said, we get the information from here, original, and we're going to write it onto the donor. Okay, I did the connection. My adapter, the EIS, as you can see, I got can high, can low, and power and ground on this side. If you turn it around, that's how it's supposed to be. This is my adapter. I need to power the adapter up so it will power the EIS. So I need to put some power in there. There it is. And now let's go into my computer and start the procedure. Let's read the EIS. Perfect. Okay, now we need to calculate the password. So we have a key. We do have the key for this car. We don't have a key for the other EIS, so we're going to do it as a copy key without key. Now in this instance, we're going to do copy key with key. We're going to start collecting data. Okay. Put the key into the EIS. Okay. All right, now we're going to put the key into the CGDI. Okay. And is calculating. Can you see how fast it is? I have seen people do this with the VVDI Mercedes-Benz, and it took them an hour, 1 hour to calculate or to collect data. I find this within 10 minutes it will be done. Look, 16% already. I am not going to speed the video up so you can see how long it takes to collect the data. After we collect the data, we're gonna upload it to the server, and then we're gonna get the password by querying the results. So you gotta be a little bit patient. We do have a very good voltage to our car, or to our EIS, 12.33, 34%. It doesn't take long. Now CGDI Mercedes-Benz, I found it for beginners, even for professionals, one of the best diagnostics to do keys for Mercedes. And if you look up here, it gives you 1 token a day free. I've got another 5 there that I purchased, about €7 each to buy. So we're going to calculate this one now, and that is going to go to 0. And then when we calculate the other EIS, that will go to 4 points, because we're going to use another point from here to calculate the password for that. For the donor EIS. So can you see how quickly it is? 60% already, 62. Amazing. This is amazing. 10-15 minutes I think is the maximum, or the whole time that takes to calculate everything, the data and the password. So I am going to save the data onto my desktop. In fact, I'm going to open up a new folder, and I'm going to call it W221. We're almost there. The next is going to ask me to put the key into the EIS for 10 seconds. If you look down here is the instructions. As you go along, you're going to get a prompt telling you what to do. So you cannot go wrong. You see now, insert the key into the EIS and click OK. So I am going to insert the key into the EIS. I'm doing this with one hand. Oops. Bear with me a second. Hold the EIS down. There it is, the key into the EIS. OK. I don't know what that was, but pull out the key and click OK. So I will pull out the key and I click OK. Now please insert the key into the EIS again and click OK. So I am going to do that. I need 2 hands. Okay, I'm sorry about that. There it is again. Okay. Okay, pull out the key for 5 seconds and put it back into the EIS. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let me put it back in again and click OK. Okay, put the key into the programmer and click OK. Is the key correctly inserted into the EIS? Okay, I'm sorry, I have to insert it twice. It must have said EIS, but from experience, I usually goes into the programmer. Okay, starting from beginning. Insert the key into the EIS again and click OK. So we jump back to number 4. Pull out the key for 5 seconds, then insert it back into the EIS and click OK. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. It's back in the EIS. Click OK. Okay, please insert the key into the CG Mercedes-Benz device and click OK. So I am going to remove it from here. I'm going to put it into the programmer. OK. Is the key correctly inserted into the EIS twice? What is that supposed to mean? Please try again. Okay, I am going to put the camera down and I am going to try and do everything with 2 hands just in case. Alright everybody, let's see what was going wrong here. Please insert the key into the EIS again and click OK. Now the key is in the EIS. Okay. Click OK. You do get this problem sometimes, so we have to be patient and so forth. Pull out the key for 5 seconds and then put it back into the EIS and click OK. I am moving the key out. 3, 4, 5. I am placing the key back into the EIS. I'm clicking OK. Insert the key into the CGDM or CG Mercedes-Benz. I am putting the key into the programmer and click OK. And there we go. Now I believe the problem was that one of my cables from the adapter to the EIS, the power, the red cable, it doesn't make a good contact because it's open white, and I believe that was the reason that was giving me that problem. There was no good connection. So now what I'm doing, I am holding the wire with my hands, pressing it down towards the pins, and that's why it was completed. Okay, now we need to upload the file we just saved. There it is, to the server, and then we're going to query the password. Okay, uploaded successfully. We're going to query the password now. Watch down here, up here, that's going to go. That point is going to finish. As soon as we get the password, that will become 0. Waiting for the password. I had situations where the password failed to be calculated, and I tried again and again. At the end, it was calculated. So you need to have patience. Sometimes the server is busy or something's going on. There you go, failed. Alright, we're going to press the query result again. Password computing successful. There is our password. I'm going to copy that, even though I don't have to, because it puts it in here directly. Alright everybody, I'm sorry I was interrupted. Now we've got everything we need for this original EIS. We've got the VIN number, the SSID, the EIS number, blah blah blah. Now we're going to save this data. Okay, save that. That has been saved successfully. Now I'm going to go into this folder. And 1 minute, and I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call it original. Okay, and I am going to do another folder, and I'm going to call it donor. That's the files for the other EIS we're going to put in there. Now these two files are the original files. I'm going to move them into that folder. And this one. Okay, now we have the original data. We're going to do the same procedure now for the donor EIS. We're going to collect the information, collect the password, save it, and when I do that, I'm not going to film it. It's exactly the same as I did with this one. The only difference is that when we're going to erase it, when we're going to clear it out so we can write the original data onto it, we're going to have to also erase password. We have to get the erase password, and then we're going to go here and wipe the EIS, and then we're going to write write the original EIS data to the donor EIS. Okay, so I'm going to do the other one, get the password, and as soon as I get the password, I will come back and we'll collect the erase password, wipe the EIS, write the new data, and try it in the car. Okay, I'm back. I just managed to calculate all the data for the EIS, the donor one. Okay, that is the original and its key. Now this one hasn't got a key, so I had to use the emulator key to collect the data from it. That was the only difference between doing this one and this one. And there is the information. I saved the file. Okay, this is the donor, by the way. I saved the file. We need to clear it out now. We need to wipe it off and make it versionized, and then we're gonna write the original EIS file onto this one. So I need to get the erase password, before I erase it. And as you can see up here, I have got 0 and 5. Oh, it should have been 4. That will change to 4 later on because I already calculated a second password for this EIS. So that will go into number 4 later. But now let's get the erase password, and then we're going to wipe off the EIS. I hope it works fine without any problems. I had problems in the past. So erase password successfully. Okay. Now we're going to go to wipe the EIS. It's going to ask me to put the emulator into the EIS. Yep, there it is. I'm going to put that in there. Okay, erase the EIS is successful. Okay. Now if I read it, watch here now, everything is going to be brown. Okay, now I'm going to read it again. And there you go. Now what we're going to do, we're going to load the file of the original. Now that's the donor. We're going to go into the original. This is the file we need. That has everything. It has the password. It has the special key. We don't need the erase password for this one. What we need to do now, we need to write the VIN number first before we write the rest of the data. So I'm going to go here and do a write. Okay. VIN number was written successfully, and now we are going to go here and write the EIS data. Okay, and we did that already. I'm going to put it out and put it back in. Okay, EIS data failed. All right. Now we're going to give it another go. Write EIS. Okay, we did the VIN already. Okay, I put the simulator key in there. The EIS was written successfully. Okay, and this is how you clone an EIS in a different way, using an adapter and some cables. So what I am going to do now, I am going to dismantle everything, and we're going to go to the car. Okay, we're back in the car. This is the original EIS. I want to show you what happens when we turn the key. Okay, I turn the key and everything, it's fine now. If I turn the key off and then turn it back on, okay, and let's try a few times. You see now the ignition switch is not coming on. Oh, the car started. Okay, but believe me, I couldn't get it to work earlier. Let me put the EIS in position and I will try again. Okay, that one is the clone one. I did put the original back in its position, so I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Now the ignition is coming on. The car will start now. I turn it off, put it back on. The car's okay. Again. Alright, it looks like it is working okay. But believe me and trust me, if we do the sometimes once every now and then, it gets stuck. Okay, so put this back on. Okay, again. Okay, okay, now you see I'm trying to turn it and it's not turning. It gets stuck a little bit. Okay, now it's open and it's on. Yeah. If I continue doing this once. At one point, you will not get the what you call it, the instrument cluster coming on, and it's stuck again. I can't turn the key now. Okay, there you go. Okay, stuck. Oh, now it's open. But anyway, I'm going to remove the original, put the clone one in, and have a look what's going on. Okay, the EIS has been replaced. That is the clone one, and this one is here. This one is the original. So I am going to put the key in, turn it on. The car starts, and let me see if I can put the volume down. Okay, out, in, and it turns fine. It doesn't get stuck. You see that? It doesn't get stuck. So I assume this is the issue now. Problem is solved. I don't think the customer will have another problem. Believe me, with the original EIS, sometimes the instrument cluster wouldn't come on and the car wouldn't start. Okay, the key is fine. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We are done here. Until next time, take care.